Well, it's a good Thursday morning to you. Welcome back to Hammer Away. This is Viking Stew. Today, we're going to be doing another vinyl confession from Antique Mall of Creve, Couer. And I've got a review of the first album by Silent Rage.
Can you dig it?
So, yeah, good morning. How's everybody doing? Oh, it was just last night we were here before. All right. We were talking about right at the end when my brain clicked back in and realized what I hadn't spoken about yet was Silent Rage. There is a newer band from Greece called The Silent Rage, and I'm looking forward to getting into those guys soon, like today, over the weekend, so I can report back to you guys on those guys. Because it sounds like something in which I will be interested. I want to hear more, and that's all there is to say about that for now. Now, I really wanted to get to the second record too, which is by Silent Rage, which was back in '89. They did their first record, which was Shattered Hearts, back in '87. And then, which was a great year. That there was so many great albums came out in '87, '89 as well. That 3-year period there before the '90s hit was some really solid years for a lot of this. What was being touted as hair metal, or just popular metal at the time. Let's just call it that, popular metal. All right. So there were some great records that came out. We'll talk about that sometime soon. I'll make note of that. Where is my little, I had a little notepad here yesterday, but I've done, I tell you, I cleaned up the area, but I didn't. I just moved things. Do you ever do that? You just move it? Like you think that's cleaning? I've done it before and I'll do it again. Keep that in mind. So let's do that. Let's do hard rock. Now I'm just giving away ideas. Hard rock metal. Okay. We'll start there. We'll go to there. And we'll do that. Okay. Sounds cool. Look forward to that, even though I didn't finish what I was going to do. So, should be cool. So I hope everybody is doing well today. I feel good about today. I felt good about yesterday too. However, there was just a lot to do that I didn't feel like doing. So I kind of took a day and stuff. All right. So I wore my Headbangers Ball shirt today because I just thought that's the way I felt looking at a band like this. That's just where I was. I mean, this was a band that, especially off this first record, I may be able to just do it off the cuff here with you today, but what I want to do is talk about their first album. You'll notice that here's this later logo that they had, but on the first one, it was like this, and that's not gonna sell. I'm sorry, but look at that logo. That's, as I would normally say about something like that, I'm a graphic designer. I get it. And but I don't know what they were trying to do on this one. I don't know what they were trying to do with that logo. Was not going to do it. Look at that. Silent Rage. And then look at that little line going across some silent, and it goes Shattered Heart. Just kind of hallmarky. Just ungood. I mean, everything else is there. This broken, shattered glass with little hearts on it. That's, I mean, you can take that to another level if you got a logo like this. It's almost like marketing just should have jumped on this one a lot sooner. I think it's a good album. I have found that I wish it was put together differently. If you remember a little bit ago, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, when I had a great conversation with Blake Hastings from Hypnostic, How's it going there, Blake? And the guys from Hypnostic. Um, if it's about putting these albums together, and it's not an easy thing. Especially if you're trying to get your band out there and you're fresh to the scene of recording and putting out an album and then marketing and all that kind of stuff. It's the reason that they have people behind the scenes. It's the reason that some albums, like Aerosmith album, that John Kolodner. I say that, I've said it before, I said it a million times, I'll say it again somewhere down the line. And it's the reason that those kind of people exist within the business, because you've put these songs together, you've been doing set lists for years. That's another thing, doing set lists, that's something I do understand. And I have played on an album before that I did locally here with some folks years ago. We got together, some of the people in the band at church had written some songs, including my dear friend. And so we went in and recorded these songs with a gentleman here in town. He did a great job, and we really enjoyed it. And it's a thing to try to figure out what songs should go where. What kind of impact do you want when? And it's the same with putting together a set list for a show. You know, there's ways to do it and ways to make it so that it's complete and people feel that they're in the beginning to the end. Okay? So it's not always easy. Sometimes you think you've crafted the right way to go. Other times you've crafted it and you're like, damn it, that wasn't the right way to go, you know? Sometimes the clubs will tell you things, and in my case, as far as a set list, sometimes the clubs will say, hey, we have you guys start at 8:00. Can you start it a little cool? Do you have some cooler songs that are not so bombastic that you can leave for the end of the night, but get us started a little low while we still have our regular crowd in here? And then as the, gig crowd comes in, then, those folks are there. So there's all of that. But an album is forever until you decide to change it. Now, some bands have done that. I believe, and I have to double check it, but I'm certain that I'm correct with this. I bought Evolution by Journey. That was my first Journey record ever. Fell in love with Just the Same Way, and then bought it. And what a great album. If you don't own Evolution and you're a person that likes to own CDs, vinyl, whatever, get it. It was their second record with Steve Perry, and an evolution, a really great growth from Infinity, which was Steve's first, which is a great album in itself. It's a fantastic record. But there was just that much more growth into Evolution that really, really made it a great record. Now, when I bought it, I have the vinyl. I've had it, ever since it came out in '79. And it was side A, side B, right? Then when I bought the CD, they flipped it. If I'm right, they flipped the CD so that you have side B. It opens with side B. There's something different about it. I'll research that and tell you on the next one. All right. I will definitely do that. Put that down. Write that down. Evolution. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Why is this here? I didn't. There was something out of whack. So, yeah. I mean, if I let's go to Discogs. Let's just do that together real quick. Let's just go to Discogs, because Discogs it'll show us. Okay, I can use this one. I have a lot of tabs open. Nobody else does that, right? Nobody else has a bunch of tabs open. No. Okay, what am I doing? Discogs. Evolution. All right. Journey. Let's just put that on there because it looks like it's giving me other things. So, all right. So Journey, Evolution, Discogs. Let's take a look at the vinyl. This says that it starts with Majestic, Too Late, Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', City of the Angels, When You're Alone, It Ain't Easy, and Sweet and Simple. And then Lovin' You is easy, just the same way, and Do You Recall. So let's scroll down to the bottom here. First of all, who produced that record? I just wanted to remember who produced it. Oh, it's Roy Thomas Baker. Okay, had forgotten that. Sorry, Roy. Shoot. Wow. 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 Okay. Wow. That's sad. Sad I forgot that. Okay, let's see here. I got to figure out where you find shifting to CD. Let's just do a search. We'll just put in Journey Evolution. I type slowly. CD. Put that in here. Okay, the US one in 1986. No, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I leave that little caveat there to say maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I'm not thinking of it right. This is telling me Majestic, Too Late, Love and Touches. Okay, all right, okay, never mind. I stand directed to the back of the bus. All right. Okay, so anyway, but this album, we might do this together here today. This Silent Rage album from 1987. I'll kind of, it's going to sound like I'm reading a little bit here because I kind of wrote down my review of each of the songs. And let's just start at the top here. And then I'll tell you what, let me get back to this. And here's the back cover. All right. So I wonder, is it possible for me to drag? No, it's not. Okay. Let me just do this then. Fine. Uh-huh. 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 Okay, I got to go back to this folder. Fine. I'll do it. I've done it. There it is. Okay. So put that in. All right. And let's get rid of that. All right. So there's the album cover. You can keep an eye on the guys there and you can see what they did. But this was the back cover. And so there's all your songs on there. Yeah. There's 11 songs on this record. I hope I had them all listed here. Didn't seem like I had 11. Jeez whiz. Oh yeah, because all right, I didn't do that one. So let's edit this a little bit. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11? Is that 11 on that next page? Yup. Okay, good. I got it. All right, so let's get started. I'll take this off of here. There's the front of the deal there. So the album starts off with a song that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't have started with this song, personally. But you know what? I'm going to shut up about that. Well, I'll shut up about that right now. Just hang on a second. I want to do this first. Let me put this up because this might. Let's see how it looks on the screen. All right. So there you go. There is your album label. This will really help. All right. So Rich, Young, and Pretty. All right. It's I kind of say it's a great, flashy, fast opening track. Right. Boom. It's that thing that this is the song. Again, I'll shut up about that. Hold on. It's the opening track that would have suited the album better as the last track on the first side. I may change my mind on that, but that's where I feel about it right now. Rebel with a Cause is a powerful arena rock track that shoulda, coulda, been the opener to this album. So just pull number. I'm gonna shut up about that. Shut up about that. Been the opener with a gutsy, foreboding keyboard intro. If it had that, it doesn't. But if it would have had that to open the album, see, these guys came out at a time when one of the other bands that was bigger because of the people that were in the band was House of Lords. So House of Lords came out at about that same kind of time frame, mid 80s. They were building their way, and they had the big keyboard thing and the brick and huge hair and all that whatnot. But you had Greg Giuffria on keyboards, you know, and it's David Chastain who was on vocals. You had at one point, didn't they have Tommy Aldrich on drums? And it's so there were names in that band that people knew, so they were already driven to that. And with Greg Giuffria, with his Angel years and the Giuffria years, then doing the House of Lords, then you were already you were in. I was in, you know. So when I finally got into them and got to listening to them. So anyway, I said it would have what would it say? It wouldn't give it all away at the start. That's kind of what I thought Rich, Young, and Pretty did. There's just too much too soon. It's like a bad Green Lantern movie. It's like, I don't need to know about the core. I don't need to know that. Wait, so there's another Green Lantern? Oh, shit, there's another Green Lantern. Oh, my God, there's a whole crap ton of Green Lanterns. I don't need to know that. When I was a kid and watched the Green Lantern cartoon, and God knows that's kind of where the mentality is on a lot of movies these days. They're dumbing it down. It's very dumbed down, and everything seems like a cartoon anymore. As many times as they repeat things or just make sure you know what's going on in case you're looking at your phone instead of watching your show. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. I'm just saying it's the reason that movies and shows are dumbed down these days, so people can follow it while they're looking at their phone. So it doesn't give it all away. So that would have been so how and Rebel with a Cause. I mean, how many women love a bad boy? So the message is there too for more of an audience, right? One other suggestion would have been to open the track with the pre-chorus riff instead of the bass slide to kind of the driving riff. It doesn't open strongly enough as far as I'm concerned. It gets to this riff that's before the chorus, and I'm like, that's how you should have started this song, but they did not. And then you would have started, you know. Yeah. So anyway, you'd have come in with this. Okay, anyway, shut up. I do really like the sexy, heavy pre-chorus building riff. That would have been, yeah, that's the start to the album. Now I got an idea, and you really got to watch it when that happens. So next song, Shattered Hearts, title track, thunderous, heavy, mid-tempo. It's a ballad-ish tune, and it's got that smoky, dark edge to it. It's kind of interesting. It's wild. It kind of reminds me of Steel City, my buddy Mike's band. And it's got that Steel City vibe in the chorus, even, and especially with the vocal dives. It's kind of interesting. If you listen to Steel City, this singer has kind of the same vocal dives on that song, not really anywhere else, just on that song. All right, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, next song is Serena. It's a fun, sharp-edged guitar track that would have better opened with a purely a cappella opening. It does have kind of it's almost a cappella, but if they were just purely have started it a cappella, it would have been better, followed by just one of those ruthless whammy bar guitar rises and dives, right? And then smack into the riff. You know, because I figure why not? Because everything else at the time, most everything on this record is what everybody else was doing. Not to say that they're ripping everybody off or just making it easy on themselves or, you know, overly formulating, but it's a formula, and that's okay. It's what people like. There's formulas all the time in entertainment. Um, so I don't fault them for that. It's just why the hell not? Just make it a little more dramatic. Um, so because it already runs the gamut of everything else in this genre for that lasted for almost a decade. So all right. So that's how I feel about that song. It's fun. It's good. Good songs. These are all good songs. It's just it could have been handled and moved around a bit. Fight for Rock is a really good arena rock anthem. All right. It's a banger. As you can imagine, complete with extra chorus in the vocals. And it's got a relentless drive. Just, you know, just that's it. This song is so misplaced on this album. It's it's too soon. You see, it's the last track on the first side. No. I'll talk about that in a minute because I'm shutting up about that. But again, Blake and I talked about this, where you gotta put the album together right. You gotta put it together right. This is an album-ending track if I've ever heard one. So you know, because I fast flipped to the end of the album at that point. I'd say forward, but if I fast forward, that would have taken forever. You want to fast flip, so I fast flipped to the end, and yeah, they ended it with another song, which was not right, not right. So let's switch this out. Let's put in the other one now, shall we? Shall we? So we can get on with the rest of my ridiculousness. Okay, so here's side B to this Shattered Hearts album, starting with Make It or Break It. This is it's kind of a mid-tempo kind of tune. It's got that fast heartbeat where it's not like doom doom doom. It's like doom 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 doom. You know, so it's got that drive to it. It's catchy, singable chorus. Good. Make it or break it. Then we have Goodnight Lorraine. Now this one starts off purely a cappella 2 times. I don't know if they needed 2 of them, but it's fine. They sound good. It's upbeat and it's a great pop rock song. Wish I do wish that there was a ballsier time. Wait a minute. What was I saying here? It's a little weak in the post opening. Yeah, there's this keyboard thing in the background. It's like it's I don't know the tone it's got. You've heard before a million times, but not in hard rock and metal. And it just after they get done with the a cappella and they come in with all the instruments, it just doesn't seem powerful, and the keyboards aren't holding anything up. That's really what the keyboards did back then. They were like the drums and the bass were this great foundation, right? And then they kind of laid down the keyboards with this like an extra flooring, just an extra something over that foundation that just laid across it, and it's just great, right? So it could have had a stronger mix or a different tone, and the keyboards would have made it a little bit stronger after that. Good song though. Again, good songs. Just Wanting You. It's kind of that's a sexy like sing-along style tune. It opens fast and then it drops into this. So it's the ones where it's like starts off fast and then it drops a beat. And it gets real sexy and stuff. Love when my drummer does that stuff, does that like halftime, whatever. I'm not a drummer, I don't know, and I don't speak the kind of music-y stuff. So anyway, and then if I try to, I'll say something, and that's not really what happens. Anyway, but it's a great tune though, sexy tune. It's good. It's good between that sexy fast zone and the heavy heartbeated kind of thing, the drive. Let's see, where am I here on this? So Make It or Break It, Good Night Lorraine, Wanting You. Yeah. She Can Shake It comes next. It's track number 4 on the second side already. So I wrote something. I wrote a big thing on this. Are you ready for this? Here we go. So it opens with, as I wrote here, well, what can I say? A cheesy keyboard. It's cheesy. It's a cheesy keyboard sound with a vocal over the top. All right, so it's just the keyboard and vocal, and it's cheesy. If I could play it right now for you, I would. So yeah, just cheesy. The drums needed to come in sooner to at least add a little balls to the keyboard. But I don't think I'd feel any different about it if I was DeLorean back to 1987. I don't think I would have looked at it any different. I'd have said, that is some cheesy ass keyboard. Change it. That's one of those times where if they would have sent it to me soon, before it released, I'd have been like, where are you in this process? Well, it's all mixed and mastered and it's ready to go. I'm like, all right, good luck with that. I mean, at that point, I wouldn't have really said much. However, I think, no, I'm lying. And I don't like lying to you. So let's go back a step. Like I never lied to you. I would have said, where is this? And they'd have said, well, it's mixed and mastered. And I'd been like, no, you're fucked on that song because that keyboard's got to change. Because the tone really does not, that song is marred by the tone of that keyboard. I'd make apologies, but it's true. It doesn't fit. It's just all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. It's like, oh dear Lord. I just said, you're screwed because now you need to go back and redo that. I don't know who told you to use that, but it's not right. I'd be interested to know if they're pissed at me about saying that or if they're like, yeah, I know, man. I know. I don't know. I just look at it like if they're not like, I know, then they're lying to themselves. So, and they're not, they wouldn't, yeah, anyway. But it's truly marred by that keyboard tone. It even makes that keyboard tone, that keyboard even makes a return in a little solo, not a solo per se. I'm just saying a little break moment. And it's like predominant. Bing, bing. It comes in again and you're like, ooh. It's like that fly when you're having a meal. You're like, God, get him. Okay, and you get them away and you start eating. And then there's like 2 of them are like, oh, hold on. Okay, now. And like 3/4 of the way through your meal, here they come again. Just 2 of them. And you're like, get out of here. That's what it's like. Right off the cuff. Didn't even think about that. That's not written down. All right, so it's a very short thing though, but it's enough to derail it once again. And like I say, I hate to be rough on this, but there was killer competition out there at that time. 87 great records coming out by other bands, and you don't have time to mess up like that on a track. Personally, you're not the first one. I simply say that's a solid tune, and it's a straight ahead track, and it's the second to last tune on the album. All right, and then the last song on the album should not be shut up. Some Kind of Woman is the last song on the record, as you can see here, track number 6. And I like this song. I like it. It's a good song. Yet it's nowhere near an album closing song like Fight for Rock. I don't love it. Also there's a little bit of of oops about this song for me because I don't know if I really like it because it pinches a riff. Uh, and when I say that again, I'm not a guitar player. Um, I don't know the ins and outs of reading music. I don't know. I can look at music and eventually I could learn to read it. It's not like I look at it and it's completely, foreign to me as to what it is. Um, but my friend Guy, you've heard me talk about him, God rest his soul, a million times, and I'll talk about him 12 gazillion more times. I used to say, this reminds me of this song. And he goes, well, this song goes like this and that song goes like that. I go, I said it reminds me of it. I didn't say that it was it. I'm just saying it's reminiscent of it. And that's what this is. This song, Some Kind of Woman, is sexy. It's a straight ahead kind of tune. I like it, but it's a pinch. There's a bit of a pinch of Rainbow. And I think I figured out what song it is. It took me a minute because Rainbow, Richie Blackmore, through Rainbow and through even before with Deep Purple, wrote a lot of sexy lines. He took all the romanticism from Renaissance times, all that kind of whatever, um, with orchestrations and things like that. And he really gave that guitar. He knew how to bend those notes, knew how to work chord progressions and things that really were sexy. You can hear it in the earlier stuff too. Um, even even something that was a little more bawdy and sexy, like "Woman from Tokyo." That opening riff, the way he plays it, and the way the keyboard comes in and duels with him a little bit with that, because it opens, right? It opens with keyboard, right? No, it opens with the guitar. Anyway, they're dueling back and forth a little bit, and it's making it sexy. And that's what he did. And especially if you listen to Perfect Strangers and House of the Blue Light, same thing. Sexy riffs, beautiful songs. Love both those records. Those were smashing good records back to back. But anyway, this track, and I think that it's Lady of the Lake. Right? So there's this, I think that I've nailed it down. I thought it was something, first off, took me a second to get there. I hate that too. You're like, oh, that's, and when you're thinking about your record collection or all the music that's in your head, you're like, what riff is that? What riff is it? I know it. So immediately my brain went to Dio days, Rainbow. Boom, there it was. And then as soon as it was there, it was like, or was it more like Joe Lynn Turner time? Because there was lots of sexy tunes in that time. Eyes of Fire, come on. So I was like, no, it's not Rainbow Rising. It's not the song I'm talking about. Eyes of Fire is from Difficult to Cure. So it's not there. Not Difficult to Cure. So sorry. Straight Between the Eyes. Before anybody starts yelling at me. That's the beautiful thing about being a young channel. Nobody's out there yelling much at all yet. And so then no. So it wasn't right. It wasn't that one. It wasn't that song off of that record that I thought. Nope. Went to Long Live Rock and Roll, Lady of the Lake, track number 2. Check it out. It's a great song. That whole album is great. All those first 3 Rainbow albums were all great with Ronnie James Dio. My favorite being Rising, which matches a lot of people. And then Long Live Rock and Roll, and then the first album for me. If I listened to them enough, maybe the first album would step up a little bit, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the order for me. So yeah. All right. So I don't know if I can work this out with you or not, but let's try this. Let's see if I can. Let us kind of go through these a little bit. What? Edit him. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to click on it and bring it back up. There you go. All right, so what I'm going to suggest is this album should, let's do number 1. It should start with Rebel with a Cause, with a keyboard opening. I'm going to write keyboard opening. And I'll maybe I can put this down in the comments. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's just kind of work through it there. Okay, because that way I can work through it with you guys. And you can see me working through it like that until I figure out a better way to have you do that. All right, keyboard opening slash Rebel with Cause. How many of you ladies out there like dig a bad boy? All right, so there. Let's start with that. All right, now I'm going to get dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this over here. Okay, so that way I don't, because some things may have to be jumbled a bit. All right, and then I think we're okay to go, but then we need Serena. I don't know. Okay, so what did I say about wanting you? Opens fast and drops sexy. Fast, heartbeat driven tune. All right, so she can shake it. God, okay. All right, she can shake it, can stay on the record, but they got to change that keyboard. This is hypothetical. This is all gameplay. This is beep, boop, 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 boop. I'm just, making this, I'm not killing the song. I'm just saying you got to have a different keyboard on that if we were to do this. All right. Maybe, all right, let's do that. Let's put in, She Can Shake It. I think that's a cool, fun tune to do with a better keyboard. Sorry, I said it again. I know. I'm working through it. It's all right. Let's paste that in there. All right, so She Can Shake It. All right. She Can Shake It. And let's put in with new keyboard setting. Blah. Sorry, getting the shakes. She Can Shake It. What was it? It was Great White that did She Shakes Me, right? Yeah. Great song. Was that? I think that was off Twice Shy, right? All right, then let's just go back to the regular deal here. If we did that one, then we could do Shattered Hearts would be next. That would be good. Okay. All right, Shattered Hearts. That stays at number 3, right? I don't know. I almost want to move it, but I'll stick with it. I'll stick with that choice. There's no reason to rip the album apart, for crying out loud. Okay, so yeah, this is where, okay, so we have 5 tracks on this first side. So what we're going to do is we're going to yank Some Kind of Woman. All right, we're going to yank that, and we'll put that at track number 4. Okay, so this is kind of fun. This is a way, and I'm going to put this together. Okay, I'm not saying I'm the end all be all at all. I'm also not saying this is the way it should have to be. I'm not saying that either. I might put this together and not like it. However, this is a good first try, and let's, and we can talk about it again, and I'll let you know. Did I like it? Gee, Stu, did you like it? You said it. Did you like it? So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what? No, we're not doing that. Not doing that. Hold on. Let's cut that. I'm going to put it, just return, please. Thank you. Awesome. We're going to leave Serena, but we need to do, that new opening. It needs to have a cool whammy bar-ish thing after the just a cappella Serena. That's what it needs to do. Okay, so Serena with opening whammy bar after a cappella. Okay, all right. Then we're gonna go with some kind of woman. That's what we're gonna do. It's not gonna end the album, but it'll end that side. Right. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Now that we're clear on that, mister, I'm talking to myself. I don't do that a lot, but okay, so far we've got the new side, which is Rebel with a Cause, track number 1. She Can Shake It, number 2. Shattered Hearts, number 3. Serena with a new little opening thing. And She Can Shake It with a new keyboard setting. So Serena and then Some Kind of Woman. All right. And let's just stick it like that. Now, I don't know what the time frames are on all these songs. Let's switch because I think we've got everything. What didn't we put in yet? Oh, sorry again. Rich, young and pretty. That's what I was missing. I'm so sorry. Und pretty. Du bist so schmutzig. Didn't know I spoke German, did you? I didn't either. Sorry. So let's do this like a record. All right, and then let's should we make 6 songs on the first side, 5 songs on the second? Let's do that. Okay. So number 6 then is Some Kind of Woman. All right. Do I want to do it that way? Yes, I do. I'm going to leave it like that. Because we got to make a decision, right? So I'm going to make that decision. I may not like that decision yet, but I'm not mastering the album yet. Okay. All right. Hang tight. All right, here we go. Next, let's open the second side opens with Make It or Break It. Let's just leave that. Let's leave it like that. And we're going to leave, we're going to do Goodnight Lorraine after that. So let's just copy. And let's do some pasting. Right here, we're going to get pasty. And boom. All right. You know what? I need a big ass A right up here. How about a big ass side A? There, and a return. And then let's do a big ass side B and a return. This is fun. I love this. All right. Okay, side B, Make It or Break It, and Goodnight Lorraine. Now I'm thinking about Toto, because they had a great song that I'll talk about that album down the line here again. But I got to hook it up for a video for the game so you can hear it. Well, I could pinch the footage, but man, it would be much better to play the game. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's ways to go. Okay. Ooh, I didn't need to do that. I'm sure that was loud and annoying. All right. So Wanting You comes after that. Yeah, I don't Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, wanting you, you're not the first one. I'm fine with those. Okay. So wanting you, wantig. I told you my typing sucks. Wanting you, not the same as watching you by Kiss or Creepy. Especially the story behind that song. Just what they suggested. Well, it's not suggested, it's in the song. Anyway. What was it? Now I've thrown myself off. What's the name of it? Whoops. No matter how many decades you use these freaking programs, there's still something we forget. And then you're like, oops, it doesn't work like that. And you know it. All right, we're going to copy that. We're going to do this and paste it. And then to finish the album, I know I said I was going to do this along with you, and I'm not. So here, hold on. Copy. I'll tell you what, let's do this. I mean, let's just start fresh, shall we? Okay. Copy. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, so here's side A. And let's do ourselves a favor. Let's do silent. Whoopsie. Rage. And then you can't return. I don't think. Yeah, because if I hit return, then it goes up. All right, silent rage. Shattered hearts. Sounds. Oh, you know what, too? I had something I wanted to read, and I forgot about that. I was going to start the whole thing with it. That's all right. All right, so let's cut that. Let's do this right. I'll put this in here in 1987. And then let's put in what do you want to call it? Reconstruction? Should we call it reconstruction? Why not? All right, and return that. Okay, so boop, bang. Okay, here we go. So side A, Silent Rage, Shattered Hearts, 1987, Reconstruction. I should have had construction sounds. That would have been cool. All right, that's okay. Things that we'll do as we get better. Okay, so let's select all and let's paste and let's return. And there we go. And it still did. Oh, okay, whatever. It still ran things together. What a piece of shite. All right, and then we're going to finish this record with. Why can't I think of the name of it now that I've bitched about it a million times? It's rock. It's Fight for Rock. Sorry, Fight for Rock. Trust me, I haven't been listening to this album very long, so Fight for Rock. By the way, that reminds me, this weekend at the Hot Spot, which is down in High Ridge, Missouri, Friday and Saturday, I have that right. I hope I do. Friday and Saturday, 27th and 28th of March, is going to be Ron Keel. It's going to be Enough's Enough. It's going to be John Corabi. And it's going to be Eric Brittingham. So, damn it, get there. Have some fun. I think it's all free. I think. Anyway, it's their 25th anniversary of the club. 25 years. So go down and say congratulations to Mike French and say hello to all the rock stars. The rock stars. I'm looking forward to it. They're all friends of mine. And Chip's band is great. He had a band of guys. They did a Beatles set last time that was really good. They had and it was like Beatles plus, because I did a set list like that once where it was a bunch of my favorite Beatles tunes, but then also it had my ultimate favorite solo material on there too from all 4 members of the band. All right, so then here we go, side B. We have Make It or Break It. Make it or break it. Isn't it? Is that not what it is? I don't know. It's not up there right now. Make it or break it. Yes. Okay. So there you go. Somehow the it got taken off the end. So we'll do a copy. We'll do a paste. Tell me, tell me in the comments below. You let me know what you think of the, of that, what ended up being called kind of butt rock is what people called it, but hair metal, pop metal, whatever you want to call it, whatever you like. 80s metal, hard rock metal, hard rock and metal, whatever you call it, whatever your t-shirt says, baby. So there you go. All right, so there's our new one in the comments right there. There's our reconstruction. So we're gonna, in my assessment here, Rebel with a cause, She Can Shake It with a new keyboard. God, that's what's going to be tough for me to hear that second. I don't know. Shattered Hearts, Serena, with the opening kind of a whammy bar thing. Rich, Young, and Pretty, which starts the record, but not right. So it pumps the album up again, just that much more after Serena, and then you still have that. You have what they considered the album ender, Some Kind of Woman, to finish the first side, not the album. All right. Then you got Make It or Break It, Goodnight Lorraine, Wanting You, You're Not the First One, which is all as is already. And then, but you're putting that awesome tune, Fight for Rock, at the end, because that makes me say, I want more. Again, the only danger here is track number 2 with that frickin' keyboard. But better to get it out of the way, right? If you were not to change anything, you were just going to change, better off to just get it out of the way after a great song like Rebel with a Cause. Even though that needs like a little keyboard opening thing. Okay, so that's that. That was fun. We might have to do that some more, because there's some albums that maybe didn't hit because the way they were put together, and it's just another detail that you kind of hate to think about. But they've been doing that for decades. I mean, it's not like I'm thinking of this now. I mean, everybody who's ever put an album out thinks about it, and the producer thinks about it, and whoever else is around it, John Kalodner. So you got to kind of go with what you got to go with the flow. You got to go with what you know. You got to go and say, that's what I think sounds good. Or maybe in some cases, well, that's what you think sounds okay. I mean, you've done this before. I would assume you know what you're doing. But that was the day maybe you got the guy that was in for the guy who was sick, and he just didn't know what the hell he was doing. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Well, let's wrap this up with the other main thing we were going to do here. You may have noticed that I started how do I want to say this? When I put this show together in my brain and out here, I was going to do what I did last night by accident. Oops. And I think the descriptor still says, I changed it on the graphic, but the descriptor down below, I think says Hitt Records in Columbia. Well, I got ahead of myself. I got excited last night, got ahead of myself, Emma Jade was back, for crying out loud. It threw me off, okay? All right, let's just get down to the brass tacks. My friend Emma Jade appeared again last night, and that was fantastic. I got all thrown off. I'm just a boy. But you know, hey, I know. I get it. So anyway, it was great to see her back here, and just so pleased. And I hope she's well. I hope everything is great. Now, so anyway, I did the Hitt Records thing last night, so I had to switch it. All of a sudden, it hit me. I was like, Hitt Records, it hit me. Yeah, okay, it's old now. And but what I realized was, whoops, I was going to do that today. Were the Hitt Records today? So I overdid it last night. I was excited. I told you anyway. So I did remember that I had some more vinyl that I wanted to go through with you guys. All right. So I found some great deals on some things at the antique mall of Creve, Couer, okay, which isn't very far from here. They have some different places to find vinyl in there. You really have to look around, which is really rough for me because I'm like, geez, I got to figure out where I got to go through there one day. I got to just figure out where all of that stuff is. And this time I went in there and I was going to get something. And I said, oh, okay, well, I think I'm ready. And they said, okay, well, if you have, you'll have to pay with are you paying with cash or a card? And I said, well, this. And they said, okay, well, you need to spend at least this much. I think it's $15. You have to spend at least $15 to be able to pay with a card. Anything under that, you have to pay cash. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go find some things. Okay. So I did. I had found this booth that was off to the side. I'd never seen records there before, and they were just 3 or 4 boxes. I don't even know if they're crates. I guess they are wooden crates, but they were backwards. They weren't even in so you could read the edge. I don't know if that was strategically done that way, so that you had to look through everything to know what they had. Some people do that. There's a video place here in town. It's called Nickel Flicks. Great place to go to get great deals on a lot of Blu-ray, 4K, and other things. They have regular DVDs are $2, and the Blu-rays are $4 used. And a lot of times they're in really, I mean, most of the time they're in really good shape. They're not just going to buy crap. So, so I've been there quite often. But what was I saying about that? Why was I talking about that? I don't know. Who knows? So anyway, Nickel Flicks. Check it out. They're online. You can go there. You spend just a little bit more online than you do there, but not much. It's still within, it's $2 and a bit of change and $4 and a bit of change. But when you go there, it's just $2, $4. Okay. So anyway, why ever the hell I brought that up, I can't remember. I'll get back to you on it. So if anybody wants to pop in and tell me where I was going with that, please do. So anyway, they told me I had to find some other things, and I did. I walked around and I found a couple more things that were awesome. One of them, I couldn't believe it, and I'll tell you that story here in just a minute. So they had these crates that were standing. Oh, I know what I was saying. See, that's all you got to do. Anyway, shut up. Go back. Nickel Flicks. They don't put anything in alphabetical order. It's not in any order. It's just random. Whoop. Because first of all, who the hell's going to, in a place like that, you don't want to keep track of it. They have a small staff, don't want to keep track of all that, blah, blah, blah. Plus, they want you to look through everything. So when you go in, they want you to browse the whole thing, which is fine. That's fine. But so I don't know if that's what they were doing with these records. Anyway, they were in a crate. I found them, and I found a few really cool things. And then I needed to get more. So I don't remember. Let's see, so anyway, I've kind of been looking around. I look for things for album covers, but I also look for things for my kids. And I know like my son is pretty hip to sticks stuff. So's my daughter. She likes it too. But he's been mentioning it, and he purchased something. So I found this. I'm looking to see what the vinyl is like on the inside. I'm trying to remember if it comes with the poster. I don't think the poster was in here. No, it's not. And it's Styx, Grand Illusion. This is a great album. Not only is it a great record, it's a great album cover. There's the band on the back, and it comes with, normally it would come with a poster of all 5 members standing on this foreground set of rocks and liquid. I don't know if that's an acrylic thing or what, but that's kind of what they do these days. I don't remember how much it was. There's a tag here thing, but I don't see the price thing on it. It wasn't much. I do know that. All right. So there you go. Styx, Grand Illusion. And then anytime, I told you this last night. Anytime I see it, if I see his artwork, I'm going to get it. And I'm talking about Peter Lloyd. And in this case, it's Kansas, Point of No Return. A great, great Peter Lloyd album cover. And I think Peter Lloyd also, I'm going to double check this, but he designed this logo, I do believe. And that's why it didn't appear on their first record, appeared on their second record, Song for America, which was a Peter Lloyd cover. And then their third record was not a Peter Lloyd cover, and didn't have the logo again. And then the next record was Left Overture. That is not a Peter Lloyd. However, the logo was back, which was smart. It really helped their marketing. I think it helped with the concept of the band, because that lasted and still goes on today. So another album that I get whenever I see it is Foghat Stone Blue, because it's a great frickin' record. That's why, and I like to give it as a gift. I do. And this looked like it was in pretty good shape. You can see that it is a cutout. So that's that. I wonder how many cutouts ever got damaged because they ran a saw blade up through here and they went a little too far, or I don't know how they would. I mean, you got to go all the way like up here to do it. But or somebody it got off in the punch machine and the hole got punched in it. Sorry about that. Now this album I've listened to via Spotify multiple times because it's so good, and I've suggested it to people, and I kind of flipped out that I found it, that it's in this good a shape, and that it was $4.99 if I do remember right. This is a promotional copy. You can see it's got a promotional stamp right there, but a beautiful piece of work. If you've never heard this album, please do yourself the favor. If you love piano music, it is wonderful. It is Herbie Hancock and Chick Corea in concert right there. This is beautiful. If you've never heard it, see, there's not a lot of tracks on it, like a track per side. It's a double album. It's produced, you can see that, by Herbie and what is that? David Robinson, or Rubinson. Sorry, David Rubinson. So Columbia Records album came out in 1979. Is that what that says down there? 78. 1978. 78's another great year for lots of albums. Great. Not as good as 77, but still great. Then they also had this Foghat album, which I never had. Has Wild Cherry, Step Outside, Home in My Hand, Nothing I Won't Do, That'll Be the Day, Golden Arrow, Fly By Night, and Honey Hush, which is like the original Train Kept a Rollin' track, and it is energized by Foghat. Beautiful album cover, lots of fun. Never really looked so closely at this album cover, but it's really cool. I love all the mechanical, industrial look to that stuff there, and there's the band. Really good. Who produced this one? Oh, Tom Dawes. I know of other Tom Dawes stuff. Can't think of it right now. I'm holding this one to the end. I got this one because of the cover, and it's not in great shape, so definitely got it for the cover. I have a good dear friend of mine that I used to work with who loves flamingos. So can you guess what it is? Had a couple hits, few hits maybe on it. Michael McDonald sang on it. It's 1979. Is that when this one is? I think that's what it was. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, is this one of these that doesn't have the date on the back? Silly records. Anyway, Christopher Cross. Ba-da-ba-da. So I never knew that this. Hey, look at that. What's up, Mike? How are you, buddy? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I found some really cool stuff. Wait till you see this last one I got. Foghat is amazing. One of my first songs I learned on guitar was one of theirs. What song? Stone Blue, or was it something more popular like Slow Ride or something else? There's so many cool tunes. My mother-in-law, God rest her soul, was totally sweet. Years ago, obviously when she was still with us, she I'm looking at it right now. That's why I'm doing this funny thing that looks like I'm in a J.C. Penney catalog. Over there on the wall. I'll bring it over soon and show it to you. But they were staying in a hotel up, I think in Wisconsin. It was Slow Ride, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, great record, man. That album, Fool for the City, title track, great song. Great record. So anyway, they were staying at a hotel and Foghat was playing in the area, and they were in the elevator with them. So she found out, I guess somebody to contact, and she wrote a nice little note saying, my son-in-law is a big fan and he plays in a band in St. Louis and all this stuff, and they all signed it for me. It's right over there, so it's kind of cool. So yeah, Christopher Cross. This is produced by Michael and Mariton. Great record, great stuff. Say You'll Be Mine. That became a hit, I thought, didn't it? A little bit. I'll have to look up what hit off of this record. I mean, everybody knows Sailing and Ride Like the Wind. Ride Like the Wind. Also, do yourself a favor if you like to do this. Otherwise, it's really not doing yourself a favor if you hate it. But check out the cover of Ride Like the Wind by Saxon. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, this one I could not believe because I had to go diving for the price tag. They had these little, you saw one a minute ago. They had these little strings, right? And that leads to the price tag. I gotta get rid of that. I gotta clean this up a little bit. But this didn't have a price tag on it. And then, well, it may have had one with it, but it wasn't the right one. And then I went fishing in the little basket where the records were standing, and I found the price tag for this one, and it was like super freaking cheap. Let me see if it's in here. I would assume that I left it in here because it was super freaking cheap. And I flipped out. I don't see it in there. I don't know. Might be in here. But let me just put it this way. The booklet is in here. That was thrilling. The album cover is in pretty good shape. The only issue with the album cover itself is it's got a little bit of ooky on it because I guess there was a little water. Or a little moisture. Let's just say moisture. Moisture. Just like in, what's the movie? Master of Disguise? Dana Carvey. Aren't you just a tall drink of water? And I do love moisture. There's the weirdest moment of the show today. All right. So I don't see it in here, but it's super cheap, and it is Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds. This was in really good shape. As far as, the cover, it's got a little crease piece here. I don't know what happened across there, but I could hang this on the wall. I didn't really care. It was so damn cheap. I didn't care. I have a used copy of this, and look at the booklet. The booklet's in great frickin' shape. There you go. These are all the people that were on here. If you've never heard this record, you need to do it, and you need to do it soon. All right. So as you can see, there's a whole cast, and look. Oh, show you. Yeah, you got Richard Burton, Julie Covington, David Essex, rock on. Justin Hayward, for crying out loud. One of the most beautiful songs he ever recorded is on this. Forever Autumn. It's amazing. Thin Lizzy's Phil Lynott right there. Joe Partridge, Chris Thompson, and then Jeff Wayne himself. So look at the artwork. This is just really cool. There you go. There's the burnt town. It's just crazy with all the red. Well, let's say evacuated town. Let's put it that way. It's not completely burnt, but this is the red spores that showed up. And just a lot of fun. This record is amazing. He also updated it. The new version is, I'm trying to never say in my opinion, because it is my opinion. I'll just say it. The new one is great in its own right. They changed up some of the a lot of the characters. But they do a great job. I wasn't upset about it at all. I really enjoyed it. So there you go. So that whole booklet that I just showed you, all these names are on the back of this album cover. So see, I could just see that hanging on my wall. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And the inside is really cool too. Great piece of artwork. There you go. One of the ships landed and down. It's really, really neat. Anyway, enough of my, I love that album. But I do. It's great. It's a fantastic record. If you've never heard it, I'm telling you, just do it now. Do it now. Yeah, that's a great song. I just want to make love to you. Mike and I were in a band together for a little while called Rock Man. We played at a gig. We opened the day. And the headliner that day was Janet Gardner, formerly of Vixen. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right. Well, thanks for hanging with me today. I hope you enjoyed that run through this album by Silent Rage and how it could have been better. Good songs and great songs. Just those little changes and some moving around. And I'll put that album in that order right after I finish here, and I'll see how I like it. That I'm still going to cringe at that keyboard, but at least it'll get it out of the way early, and I'll tell you what I think of that lineup that we did. All right. Remember, side B wasn't that different. It's just instead of Some Kind of Woman, it ends with Fight for Rock, and it's not 6 songs long. The second half doesn't have to be 6 songs long. The first half should be a little longer, as far as I'm concerned. Especially if you're bringing what they like. First side, a little longer. And then hit them with 5 at the end, and especially Fight for Rock, hit them with that at the end. I mean, that's got you screaming for more, for crying out loud. Remember, when you walk out your door every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So act accordingly. I'm going to start thinking of all the different ways that comes into play, and different examples, but it helps on the road. Have a little compassion on the road, and I understand when other people don't. Sometimes that's the way it goes too. All right. So enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy. I'll be back with whatever coming up next. Going to have some interviews coming, and I think you're going to dig them. So take it easy. I'll get into the other silent stuff a little bit later. All right? Take it easy, folks.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, and a rockin' bye-bye.